Okay.
Welcome to Exploring Orthodoxy. We're the Greeks representing the Revelation talk. We have Geronda Savvas Lavriotis, and he's our study lead for this, and he helps us understand it with what the Holy Fathers have said. So we're up to chapter 13. Now, Geronda, do you just want me to start reading it, or do you want to introduce something?
No, we can start.
Okay. So Revelation chapter 13, verse 1. Then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. Now, the beast which I saw was like a leopard. His feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like a mouth of a lion. The dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast. So they worshipped the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, "Who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?" And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And he was given authority to continue for 42 months. Then he opened his mouth in blasphemy against God, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and those who dwell in heaven. It was granted to him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And authority was given him over every tribe, tongue, and nation. All who dwell on the earth will worship him, whose names have not been written in the book of life of the Lamb, slain from the foundation of the world. If anyone has an ear, let him hear. He who leads into captivity shall go into captivity. He who kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Then I saw another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns, like a lamb, and spoke like a dragon. And he exercises all the authority of the first beast in his presence, and causes the earth and those who dwell in it to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. He performs great signs, so that he even makes fire come down from heaven on the earth inside of men. And he deceives those who dwell on the earth by those signs which he was granted to do in the sight of the beast, telling those who dwell on the earth to make an image of the beast who was wounded with a sword and lived. He was granted power to give breath to the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast to be killed. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads, and that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is 666. All right. There's going to be a lot in this chapter. It's looking to be a very popular one that people often talk about. The introduction of the 666 and the beast, the number.
Yes, it will be a difficult chapter to analyze. We will have to go very slowly because we will have to connect it with the Old Testament, many things, with the New Testament, and with the 12th chapter of the Revelation, and with the 14th chapter of the Revelation. This chapter it's a critical chapter that reveals the past, the present, and the future of the church. and you will see amazing things here to interpret. Of course, not by our mind, but of course, always we will have the help of the Holy Fathers, that they explained and they interpreted it in the right way. Because I say once again, if we want to comprehend the revelation, is very important. That's why you hear me to say this almost every time, not only once, but 2 and 3 times, because it's very important what we do. What we are doing is trying to analyze the revelation and try to see beyond these words. But if we want to be secure and to be sure that what we say is the right thing, we have to always advise the Holy Fathers. Otherwise, we will be seduced and we will be lost. That's why I say this all the time. You know, it's very important every time to say this and to ask the prayers of the saints to help us to interpret it in the right way without changing their words. So
Okay.
we see now, yes.
So I'll just read the first one now. So then I stood on the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rising up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name.
Okay, now we see that again, John the Apostle is now transfer us in the earth, because we see that we have 2 sins. One sin is the heavenly sin, and the next sin is the earthly sin. So we see now that he stood on the sand of the sea. This means that he's on earth. But why it's so important to analyze all these things, you know? Because we can go further, but not to analyze and to go to see other things. If we don't analyze this, we are not going to be able to understand all the other meaning of the revelation. He stood on the sand of the sea, meaning that he's in earth now. He is transferred from heaven to earth. And what does the sand of the sea means? It's the crown, it's the people. That's why we say the expression that we use sometimes, it was so many people that the sand of the sea. So it's so important. Yes, it's very important, because he's standing in the earth, and the beast that will rise out of the sea will is rising up from the sea of the sea. It's a person that it's coming from the crowd, from the people. That's why we say that he's rising out of the sea. The sea is symbolize the people, the crown, you know. And it's very important, because we will say why. We will interpret the Holy Fathers after, because this is the Antichrist now. We see that this beast is having 7 hands and 10 horns, and on his horns 10 crowns, and on his heads a blasphemous name. The 7 heads of the first of all, the Antichrist is a man, will be a man. It's a person, but also the Antichrist is representative by systems, because behind the Antichrist, there are all these blasphemous Antichrist systems, like is the Masonry, is the religious, the other religions, not the truth religion, and the systems that help people to grow themselves spiritually, like it's yoga. All these systems, the Holy Fathers, they put it in these 7 hands, and the 10 horns that is on his hands is the power. As we know, the horns is representative the power. That's why we say ipsos onkeras χριστιανών ευσεβών χριστιανών. Το κέρας, the horn, is representing the power. That's why he has 7 heads, that the 7 is a number that we will use it all the time, and it's revealing a mysterious way, a mysterious thing. The 7 is a mystery for us, for the Christian. And when we use the number 7, we use it because we want to show a capacity, a quantity that is not only 7, but is sometimes a lot, and also is a team. That's why we see that these 7 heads that this beast have is not 7, but is the whole system, as I said to you, the white and the black brotherhood, the Bilderberg society, all these things that they're representing the evil, we can say. The 10 horns shows us that these 7 heads have a lot of authority all over the world. And the 10 also is a symbolic number that we are using in the Testament or in the Apocalypse, in the Revelation, to show us a quantity again that is not 10, it's more, and have to do with a communion, with a community. That's why the 10 horns that they have 10 crowns, it symbolize the authority that this beast have over the people, and the crowns symbolize the royal authority that he will take from the beast, from the dragon. We will see this. That's why we have to connect all these things. That's why we go slowly. I can say that we go rapidly in this apocalypse, in this interpretation, because if we have to connect it with the Old Testament and the Gospels, we will go very slowly. But I try to make it simple for people to understand, not to lose themselves in these details. So, and on his heads, yes.
I was just going to say, so just trying to work it out. So where you said, so John, he stood on the sand of the sea and he sees this beast rising up, which is obviously, the demonic things, everything demonic. These are the beasts or the beast coming out of the sea, and he saw it had 7 heads, which you said were, it's not 7, it's many institutions or many different
Systems.
things about systems in life that are following the beast. So the beast is rising up in this type of power, that there's many institutions and things is rising up. And 10 horns, you said it wasn't 10, it was many things that have power. So these systems also have power, you were saying. And on his horns, 10 crowns. So he was overtaking things that belong to God. Is that right?
Not only, because in these seven heads, also we say the governments that they
A variety of things.
Yes, and also the governments that they are working for this antichrist system and all these things. So the 10 crowns that the horns have on it's the authority.
Yeah, the authority
it's not.
is.
Yeah. And yes,
and the crowns belonged to these represent things that are gods or something, but he's taking over everything, even holy things, could be churches, could be anything.
Yes, that's why he says, and on his heads a blasphemous name. This blasphemous name is it's addressed for God. He is a blasphemer. This against God. But now we have to see also another dimension in these verses, in chapter 13, verses 1. Something very important, because the Revelation is not a book that applies or address only for today, or for the future, or for the beast, for the Antichrist that is coming. because the Antichrist, as we will see, is always coming, is always here, it was always there. So when we say that he saw rising up this beast, symbolize it's two things, as we saw in the chapter 12, and we saw the woman that represent the most holy Mary, Mother Mary, but also represent the Church of the Christ. So here we have also another mystery, the mystery of the outlaw. Before we had the mystery of the Eusebia, the mystery of the Church. Here we have the mystery of the Antichrist. It's a mystery also. So this beast represent all these Antichrist systems that was fighting the Church of Christ, and also represent all these Antichrist people that they was fighting the church before the beast, So we have now these two things that we also Apostle Paul says this in his epistle in the Thessalonians, the second one, that says that all this, if we have to analyze this epistle, we will see exactly the same thing. And also, as the Holy Father interpreted it, the Apostle Paul and the Revelation was saying that in different times, from the beginning of the church, we have these Antichrist systems that they are representing from a system, and we have these Antichrist people that they are representing this Antichrist that is going to come. For example, in the beginning of the Christianity, we had heresies coming from the church, that it was these Antichrist systems that was fighting the church. And also, the Holy Father says that the heretics that they was preaching these heresies, it was the representatives of the Antichrist by that time. God is Jesus Christ in the Antichrist. This is from the Gospel, from the Evangelium. It's not our words.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. I know. Should we go to this one now? Revelation 13, verse 2.
Okay. And now, John, he gives us a description for this beast. And he said, now, the beast which I saw, and again, he says, which I saw. Why he repeating this? Because we know that he saw, He wants us to clarify and to make us secure that he saw this beast. It's real, and it's coming. That's why it's raising. Now the beast which I saw was like. It wasn't. It was like. Yes, it wasn't. It was like a leopard. Yeah, his feet were like the feet of a bear, and his mouth like the mouth of a lion. Now, we see a beast that is it's a horrible beast. It's something that is very savage, wild. And why? It's because to be a bear, a leopard, and a lion is the most wild animals. And this beast appearing like this because God wants us to understand how mean is this beast, that all the evil power will be concentrated in this person, and all the evil power will be concentrated in this system that this beast will represent when he appears, and represent with his appearing through the centuries, as we said before, because there's not only one Antichrist, there are many Antichrists, but the final Antichrist will be this beast. Now, this beast, we see also that the prophet Daniel is describing this beast, and is the fourth beast in the row, because he make a description for four beasts that represent the four the four emperors that it was before, and these four beasts that is representing the Roman Empire that we live in this age now. It will be tremendous, wild, and furious against the Christians and the people that they will want to be Christians. That's why he's in that verses 1 in the end. We saw that he have a blasphemous name. This blasphemous name on his heads is because he is fighting Jesus Christ, the real God. He's fighting the Holy Trinity, and that's why he's so wild against God and against people. That's why we describe this beast that is like a leopard. It's not a leopard. It's like a bear, but it's not a bear. It's like a lion, but it's not a lion. It's more than these three things. Okay.
So John's saying basically what he saw, it's got all this it's got like huge strength and power, this entity that's coming, because, a leopard is very fast on its feet. And the bear is very strong. Mouth of a lion, the lion roars. So the entity is very, what would you say, like very strong or powerful, this entity that's coming.
Yes. The bear, it's one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful creature on the earth. The lion is the king. It's representing the royal authority. The bear, the wildness and the power, and the leopard, how fast is moving, and how much is spreading. That's why with these three idiotites, how it's in English.
The description. Say the description.
Yes, with these three things that he's describing us, it's describing, in fact, the authority and the way that this Antichrist system is working, and also how the Antichrist is going to move and work against God, and also how these Antichrist systems and Antichrist people moved and fought the Christian through the centuries. And we see this when Justinianos, when Domitianos, Diocletianos, all these great persecutors of Christianity was fighting these people. The Christian was killing Christians in the worst way, and they were spreading everywhere to find them. And we see that it was like this creature, these people, So we see many things. That's why I said through the revelation, that's why we have to go slowly, because if someone wants to have the whole image, the whole puzzle of the revelation, we have to gather all this information, Elli. And through this information and through this knowledge that we will gain from this text, we will be able also to be protected and to be protected from the Antichrist, and to acknowledge the way, the time that we know that we live. So we will be also ready, to prepared, not to be deceived by the Antichrist. That's why we have so many knowledge in this text.
And it's very important to study. Like, people should be trying to study together to understand these chapters. Study together, whether you're at your church or in your church group, whichever group you've got that you do Bible study, you should be studying together. Like, if you weren't here and I was reading this, I was saying, oh, it's an unusual animal, one that looks like a leopard and like a bear, and but then when we're studying, I'm thinking, oh no, this is showing the force of the entity. It's all this Antichrist stuff. It's going to come in fast, the way a leopard is fast. It's, the feet of the bear. The bear's very strong. It's going to be like, this beast is going to like overtake our society quickly, and it's going to be loud. It's going to be like, a movement that's very powerful when the Antichrist comes. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, and all this, what you described now, Saint Andreas Caesarius
Mm-hmm.
said all these things, you know. It's not
Okay.
my words. He said that the leopard is showing us how fast it will act.
Mm-hmm.
The bear is how cruel will be with the Christians, and the lion, it's how raw it will be. This
Mm.
that it will kill all these persons by a royal authority that he will have from the dragon that we will show
Yeah.
before. Yeah,
And
down that we see that.
a
Yeah.
lion, when he roars, people are afraid. Like there'll be a lot of fear going on. Because if you don't sort
Ah,
of do what the lion
yes,
wants, he's going to eat you.
yes, yes. Thank you. You remind me to say something because we have so many things, and also I forget. I have to be. We have to concentrate all the time. Also, something because you mentioned about fear. Saint Andreas Caesarius says that this lion, this dragon, this creature, this beast, will be so powerful and so horrible because of this, because he wants to create fear
Mm,
to the Christians. So from this, these people from the fear will bow and they will give worship. They will worship him. That's why this what you said remind me that the fear that is creating this person and this system to the Christians is because they want these people, Christians, to worship the beast, the dragon. It's very important,
that's
you
right.
know.
And the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority.
Okay, now we are reaching. That's why now we are studying. We don't just interpret it. We are studying, and we have to connect all these things with the New Testament. Otherwise, we do nothing. Now we see that the dragon gave his power, his throne, and great authority. Three things: power, throne, authority. What is reminding us? The Holy Fathers, St. Andreas Caesarea, says that when Jesus Christ was tempted by the devil in the mountain after he was baptized by John the Baptist, he went to the desert to fast for 40 days and 40 nights. After he fasted for 40 days and 40 nights, then the devil appears and
Mhm.
tried to tempt him. And he said in the third temptation, it was about the first. It was about the food, because our Lord, as a person, he was hungry. The second was about the egoism. I don't want to analyze now. The third that we have to see is that the dragon, the devil, saw all the authority, all the power, and all the kingdoms of the earth in a moment, as we says aside there. And he said to our Lord, I will give you these things because it was given to me. It's very important what we'll say now. If you bow and worship me, and then Jesus Christ said, go behind me, Satan, because it's written that only your God will worship, and to him you will give the worshiping.
Mm.
Now, why I say these things? Because the Antichrist, because it will be a person, received also this temptation from the devil, from the dragon.
Mhm.
But Jesus Christ didn't bend and he throw away the dragon. The Antichrist will accept his proposition. And that's why the Holy Father says that's why the dragon gave him his power, his throne, and great authority, because he was tempted, the Antichrist, and he accepted the temptation. He accepted the challenge. Now, of course, the dragon is not gave the power, the throne, and the great authority to a person for him, for this person. He give this authority to this person because he wants the dragon through this person to be worshipped. He wants the dragon wants to be worshiping himself. That's why he is going to use this person to take this worshipping from the people of the earth. It's very important. And also the Holy Father says how the dragon gave this power, this throne, and this great authority. It's his? No, it's not his. The Saint Sophronius Hierosolimon says that devil have nothing, even not a penny. He have nothing. All these things, as he reassure us from his words, is given to him. From who? Is given to him from God, because he wants to test us through this authority that the devil will have, and it's not that his authority is given to him. That's why he gives this authority and this power and this great power, authority to this person to tempt the people, and he is going to take all this glory and this worshiping. Okay.
Well, I think quite a few people, they want to know about Solomon's temple and the rebuilding of the third temple, because I believe I've read somewhere that one of the aims for the Antichrist, for the devil or the Antichrist, is that once this temple is built, for him to enter it and, have the power and the throne and the authority of entering this temple.
Yes, we will see this. We will see this in this chapter. Further down, we will see about the, and then we will make all this analysis about the temple, the third temple of the Solomon, how it was good to be, what, and we will say many things, and we will share this knowledge of this. Yes.
Excellent. All right, Revelation chapter 13, verse 3. And I saw one of his heads as if it had been mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world marveled and followed the beast.
Okay, now we will have to see these two dimensions. In chapter 13, verses 3, we will go parallel in two interpretations of this chapter, of these verses. Because as we said, the beast represent all these antichrist systems that help the dragon to take the authority and to take the worshipping of the people. But also the beast is representing the antichrist, and also all these antichrist people that came, like Hitler, like all these people, that the great persecutors of the Christianity and these things. So now we will take the first verses that the dragon, the beast, is the antichrist systems, and we say that one of the heads, one of the system of this beast, it was mortally wounded, and his deadly wound was healed. Now, I'm not going to make many. I will go to the point. The Holy Fathers, the interpretation that they give in these verses is about idolatry. Okay, because what happened when Jesus Christ came after his resurrection and after the preaching of the apostles, that they were spreading all of the nations, the idolatry was almost vanished. They fought idolatry, and they fought all these antichrist systems, and with the help of God, they spread the gospel everywhere. So this head represent the idolatry that with the preaching was dead, almost dead. But with the preach of the apostle, this head received a deadly hit that almost killed this idolatry, this head. But after many years, that also we see in our times, the idolatry and all these religions and all these movements of idolatry is rising up again. So this
The wound
head that,
is healing
yes, the
now.
wound, that it will be healed, and the people will be surprised with this healing, is the idolatry that it was condemned, it was limited with the preaching of the apostles, but after now that the Antichrist is coming, is resurrect this head, and that's why people will be surprised by this resurrection, and this is the meaning. But we have also another thing. This is about the system, you know. What about the person? The Holy Father says that it's possible, we don't know, but it's possible that this person, because tries to imitate Jesus Christ, the Holy Father says that the Antichrist will be the monkey of Christ, because the monkey is trying to imitate the person but can't. You know, it tries to imitate the human being, but it's a bad imitation of the human being. So the Holy Father says that the Antichrist will be the monkey of Christ and will try to imitate whatever he's done, also his miracles,
The
also his
mimicking.
fame.
The
What?
mimicking. Mimicking.
Mimicking. Yes, thank you. So he will try to imitate also what else? The resurrection of Christ. You know, that's why the Holy Father says that they give us this interpretation that he will receive a deadly hit from someone, that it will be programmed, of course, okay? And from this deadly wound that he will receive, that almost will kill him, he will resurrect from this, you know? And that's by this, he will show us not only his authority, but also his power, that he's God and nobody can kill him, that he is the Messiah. So we see that we have these two interpretations, that that also these two is invalid. You know, is not something that it can happen. It is happening with the idolatry, and it will happen with this person that will be the Antichrist.
Revelation 13:4. So they worshipped the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like the beast? Who is able to make war with him?
Okay, now we are reaching to a point that is very critical and is very important. It's very, very important. And I can say maybe it's the most important verses in all the Revelation, you know, because we see something. Also, the Holy Fathers give us this information, not me, because we see that we see two worshiping, the dragon and the beast. We say so they worshipped the dragon who gave authority to the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like the beast, who is able to make war with him. So we see that the beast and the dragon are worshipping by people. Now the Holy Father says that um, the beast, as I said you before, it will try to imitate the Christ in everything. You know, also we have a bad imitation of the Holy Trinity. It's very important what we say here. The dragon, the beast, and also the other beast we will see below in this chapter, that it will be like a sheep, you know, like a with the two corns. So we see that the dragon is like the father of the Holy Trinity. The beast is like the son that came here, and the other beast that we see, because we have three beasts, the dragon, the beast, the Antichrist, and the prophet of the Antichrist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they represent, or they try to imitate, the Holy Trinity. It's very important, this. That's why the dragon is receiving worshipping from people, and also they worship the beast, saying, who is like the beast. Why they say who is like the beast? Because the beast is representing the holiness, the Messiah. And that's why they say who is able to make war with him, because he is with his authority and with the power that he have, and with the fear. Is very important. That's why it was very important what you said. You remind me about this. And with the fear that he is giving to people, all the people is going to be surrendered and going to bow in front of the beast, that this is what the devil wants. He wants to receive the worshipping from the people.
Yeah, because of the power of the way the beast comes in, it's making people worship the beast.
Yes, exactly.
They're drawn
Yes.
to worship him because of some power and authority that this entity has, even though it's all evil. They're fearing if they don't worship it, that something will go wrong for them.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
Yes, so Revelation 13:5. And he was given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And he was given authority to continue for 42 months. So the dragon and the beast were given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
Yeah.
Continued
Not
for
exactly.
42 months.
Yeah, but we see that the Greek text is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
That's why,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Look.
that's why,
Εδώθη
yeah, and give,
στο στόμα
yes,
λαλούν.
la luz megala, no, given, yes, no, it's the same. It's the same. I read
Oh, yeah.
the six, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
now we see in the chapter 13, verses 5, that we see that given it was it, and he has given a mouth. From who was given a mouth? And he didn't have a mouth. How he's given a mouth? Now, it's something that it's strange to say this, that given a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. Given a mouth means that the dragon, the first dragon, the devil, the Satan, give meaning that his order the Antichrist to do this, and he's patronize him what to do and what to say, because as we saw before in verses 3, that he gave all this power. And he said to him that what he said to Jesus, and Jesus didn't accept, that I will give everything if you bow and worship me. But these have a trait. He trade his soul, and he trade this authority that he will take by some things. One of the things that he have to do to take this authority is to go against God,
Yeah.
and to give all this authority that he have to the dragon, to the Satan. That's why we say, and he was given from Satan mouth speaking great things and blasphemies.
Mm.
This is something that is very important. That's why people will be afraid of this monster, of this person, because he will be very cruel, he will be very raw with people, and he will kill people if he don't accept what he says. That's why the Holy Father says that will be the worst and the most cruel persecution of the earth, in the history of earth, against the Christians, because he will have global authority, he will have all the technology under him. Nobody will be able to hide, and everything will be so powerful in his head that he will be able to say blasphemy things. And what now, something very important, and what these are blasphemies that he will say, it will be against the, we will see this, but I have to say this from now, it will be against God, against sense, and against the laws of God, because when we see people, men to marry a man, or a woman to marry a woman, and this is something that now is a law, or if we see, not we is, that we see that they change the laws of God and the orders of God. We see this in Daniel again, in the ninth chapter, that he says very, very clear about the horn that will go and will destroy three horns and will go up. And
That's right.
the
Yeah.
interpreter says about the Antichrist that this horn will change the laws of God and the times of God. We will change these things. This is what is going to happen with this blasphemy, and
And 42
yes,
months, that's the exact time frame, 3.5 years of going against God, trying to rip down Christianity and everything God
exactly,
stands for. That's a long time. It's
yes,
going to be a real trial, test and trial period for everyone
yes.
to, keep picking God over the devil here. People are going to be
Exactly,
really under test and trial.
exactly. And now we see that gave also, because we will see that this word gave, edothi,
Mm-hmm.
that surrendered, edothi gave,
Mm-hmm.
we will see this word to mention in this chapter six times. And it's very important, because by this the beast wants to make people to have fear inside them. By this word that the Dothi was given authority, was given this, was given that, God wants us to establish inside our heart the security that nothing is going to happen if God don't allow
Yeah.
this,
And it's
so it's very
interesting.
important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting in the Greek, clearly states this is a war, a polemon.
Yes.
Whereas it didn't say it in the English that this is a war, but people should be aware this period is a time of war, spiritual warfare.
Yes. That's why
Polemon.
I wanted to say yes. That's is the Greek text, as I said you before. It's different from the English
Hmm.
text, because when you say that given authority to make war is something horrible. War means what? Death, killing people.
This
You know.
means, all the, what do you call it, all the armor, you put your spiritual armor on. This is a war you're going into for three and a
Yeah.
half years.
It's Yes, it will be spiritual war, and it will be also physical war. And with who is going to make? Because we say authority to continue, it's not authority to continue, it's authority to make war with who? To make war with who? With the Christians. For how long? It's very, very clear that it will be 3.5 years,
Mm,
42 months. And it will clear, the Holy Father says that it's clear that the authority and the kingdom of the Antichrist will last for 3.5 years, because
mhm,
we have three phrases that revealing this to us. First
mm,
is the 42 months. Second is a time, 2 times and a half of a time,
mm,
and also it's mentioned when we saw in the 11th chapter about the prophet Elijah and the prophet Enoch, that they will make a prophecy for 1,260 days. That
mhm.
means 42 months. That means 3.5 years.
Oh,
So the authority, yeah,
so they're going to be at some stage, they're going to be parallel. Both are there at the same time.
yes,
Yeah,
of
that's right.
course,
It would be interesting.
yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
because
will be also,
in a polemon, you're going to have the good side and the bad side. So they've
yes,
Enoch and Elias, they're coming to represent the good side in their strength
and,
and armor.
and also Eli and Enoch are coming to give courage
Yeah,
to Christians. You know, that's
that's
why
right.
they will make miracles, and they will say that we are stronger than him. Don't like Jesus Christ said, don't be afraid the one who is killing the body. Be afraid the one who have authority to kill the body and the soul. And
Right.
only God can do this, you know.
Because
And
there's
also, yeah, because Antichrist will kill them, as we said before about the fear,
mm,
will kill Elijah and Enoch in the big square of Jerusalem, that he will establish his kingdom with the Temple of Solomon, the third temple. He will kill them because he wants Christians to feel fear that now I killed your protectors and the most powerful persons that I killed them. What can you do to me? You know, I will kill you also. And that's why after 3.5 years, days, they will resurrect it. And they will go to the sky because Jesus Christ will call them there. You know, about fear.
right. I'm just thinking here where it talks about the beast and the dragon. It's two entities there. There's the dragon and the beast. And
Yes,
then, so they're the commanders of the bad group, the bad commanders, the two bad commanders. And then Enoch and Elias are the two good commanders. So the war is ready to start with the commanders.
yes, and we will have to choose with who we will go. You know,
That's right.
everybody.
That's right.
Yeah.
Closing comments for the people?
Um, it's very important to study the revelation because through this we are revealing things also for our spirituality and
Mm-hmm.
for our spiritual life. And the revelation is not only about what's going to happen, but is what is happening
Mm.
outside in the world, what is happening inside us, and how we have to deal with these things, the antichrist things that is out and inside us, so we will gain the kingdom
Mm.
of heaven. You know.
Yeah, and use every day to, train for this. Who knows when it'll happen, but the training
Yeah.
time is on right now.
Exactly.
So God bless you and your family and all our listeners, and we'll see you next time.
God bless you all. God bless you all. Bye.